Welcome to the apex of sports ownership, the Apex Athletic Collective.
Welcome in, everyone, to episode 99 of Instigate Success, Building an ABA Franchise. I'm your host, Jake Schoen, aka Jakey Muffins, here with the original host, Frosty, aka Corey Kern. How are you doing tonight?
Man, I'm living the dream. How you doing tonight, Jakey Muffins?
I am doing well. I mean, we are one episode away of that century mark, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, I can't believe we got here, or will have gotten here next week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't believe it's coming up.
I know it's very close now, but we're in ramping up right now towards the season. You know, we're still in the off season right now, but we got a couple of things coming up. A lot of things we're working on getting ready for season 3. Next week we have our final tryout. So if you haven't already seen that, here's the graphic. That is next Saturday, August 16th, 1 p.m. The very last chance to earn your spot on the Instigators roster for season 3.
Yeah, coming up fast, really important. You know, we've said it before, and I'll say it until I'm blue in the face. Every single player that's ever played for the Instigators was signed through a tryout of some sort, whether private or public. This year, we're doing all public tryouts, meaning open call tryouts. This is the last of 3. We did 3 last year. We still have a number of roster spots open. We're looking for talent. I know there's a lot in the Indianapolis area, so we're hoping they come out. You know, it's $65 if you register online. We encourage folks to do that ahead of time. It's easier for you. It's easier for me. It's also cheaper for you. So make sure that you do that. And then, you know, obviously the coaches and myself will be there in attendance, and we'll be offering contracts that day. So we have some players signed to the roster already. We're going to announce all of that after the tryout on the 16th when we announce the entire roster. But there are still plenty of spots available. So we're hoping that we get a good turnout and we get some really good ballers and we find a way to win a championship with a new roster.
Absolutely. I know I mention this every time. I've got to make it out to a tryout one of these times. I have had somebody, you know, not to leak information, have had somebody hit me up and say there's a chance they may show up. We may have a surprise guest at this one. So still got to wait and see if they're able to make it out, but that might be a cool little story with this tryout as well.
Yeah, absolutely. You and I talked about that behind the scenes. I'm really excited for what you're cooking up. Hopefully it comes to pass. And so that'll be fun. But we know we got, you know, we got to get this roster done. We're 2 months away, 3 months away, whatever it is. 3 months away, I guess, from having our first home game. I think our first home game is November. I'm looking at it right now. Our first home game is November 8th against the Ohio Kings. So we got exactly 3 months from today. Put a roster together. And we got, like I said, we got a lot of guys. We got some returning guys, but we have a lot of really important empty spots of guys that aren't returning, guys that are signing with other teams, guys that have left the country, which is the nature of ABA basketball. So it's an important one, but I'm excited for what you're cooking up. Hopefully the fans can check it out.
Yeah, and that'll be a great opening week for, you know, the home game there. Still looking for our first win against the Kings, but always a great matchup. It's normally a high scoring game too.
Yeah, absolutely. Kings are a really talented team, but we're really excited to play them. It's a good game every year. We, you know, besides the very first game we played against the Kings where they just trounced us, every game has been really close. And so our hope this time, like you said, is to get over the hump.
Yeah, and that's a great segue into the season tickets. So we've still got this running for a little bit longer. Early bird season tickets, you get that exclusive discount. It's less than it's like half price basically, $49.99 for all of the home games. That's 10 home games plus any playoff play-in games that we play at home as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A great deal. You know, our goal is to fill the gym. This is absolutely the cheapest we can do season tickets, as we talked about it. So we're doing it for a limited time, trying to get some of our fans in there already. So if you haven't bought your season tickets yet, scan that QR code, go to our Passage website. It's in all of our links everywhere. In fact, we'll put it in the comments down below here. But we want folks to fill the stadiums. We want folks to get those tickets. It's gonna, you know, for us, it's Again, about the atmosphere, it's about folks. We know once folks come to the first game, they'll want to come back to the second game and the third game and so on. So might as well just go ahead and buy the season tickets now. That way you're ready. You know what I mean? And so this is your opportunity. Make sure you get them. $49.99. Well worth it.
Yeah, and like I've said before, if you're thinking of coming even to a few games, you might as well buy the season tickets. It's equivalent to buying 5 individual games. So you might as well just get that season pass, and then that way you can come to all the games or any games that work for you in the future. I definitely love every time I'm able to make it up to Best Choice Fieldhouse. It's an amazing venue. And I'll definitely be up there again this year for as many games as I can make it out to.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have, we talked a little bit about schedule. We're going to talk about that more later, but we do have 10 home games this year, which I think is one more than last year because of some cancellations and stuff. So, there's some new teams that we're going to be facing this year. There's some new teams in Indiana. We'll probably touch on that a little bit later. But it's going to be a fun season. So check it out. In fact, some of the schedules are already up there. Some of the home schedule, all of the home dates, I believe, are up there. So make sure you check it out.
Absolutely. And I talked about this last week. You had some stuff last week. You weren't able to join, but I wanted to
I
get
was
your
at a board game convention.
Yeah, I know you were having fun.
Yeah, I was playing board games with 75,000 of my closest friends.
Yeah. But we talked about it last week on the podcast. I wanted to have your perspective as well. We talked about going to IRP and having that
Oh yeah.
a tent up there. So I'll pull up. We got the picture
Yeah.
of us and our driver Brayton together.
Yeah. No, my God, what a great time. We had several of the players out that have signed contracts. So if you came by and saw us, you met some of the players that will be on the team this year that we haven't announced yet. Gosh, Brayton was such a delight to get to know him, coming and spending time with us on race day. I can't imagine in between practices and qualifying. Well, their qualifying got canceled, but practices and preparing for a race and then racing, all the mental work that you have to do to get ready to go that fast around such a small circuit. And yeah, he spent time with us, which was really awesome. Got to know him, got to know a little bit about his team, about his history. It was crazy to me. He's been racing for 15 years at 22 years old. Right. So he's been doing this a long time. This is his first full season. He's a local guy. We absolutely enjoyed it. Loved seeing the logo on his car on the track. We got a good picture of that. Met all kinds of really cool NASCAR fans. We met a lot of really cool other businesses that were out there in that midway. So man, it was a great time. I told you this before, I'd never been to a NASCAR race before. There's the logo there. It looks sharp as hell. By the way, shout out to the fans. Absolute right pick logo for that car. Great vote. Great job by them. It fits right in with those. I love it. But anyway, I'd never been to a NASCAR race. Never really seen ARCA or the Truck Series up close. We got to see it on a short track, which was really cool. You and I stayed after the midway closed, watched the truck race together, had a great time. So had a lot of fun, and hope to do it again soon.
Yeah, absolutely. We got to see Frankie Muniz. I always throw out the big star
Yeah.
name every time we talk about the truck series. But yeah, lots of fun to have Brayton stop by, hang out with the team, and get to know some of the guys on the roster. But yeah, I definitely agree. I think the fans made a great choice with that. I know we had the debate as far as where to put it. The red that they used for that stripe there was distinctively different enough. I feel like it didn't clash at all.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna be offering, like we said, the die cast. I'll have to see. I think maybe in a couple of weeks that should go up as far as the pre-orders go. And typically the process with that is like Lionel, they're the big manufacturer for NASCAR, ARCA, all that. They normally put out pre-orders and then it takes them like a year to make them, but they have to hit a certain number to make the pre-orders. But we're pretty confident from my understanding that we will hit at least for the small ones.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I'll be pre-ordering one. I think most of the guys will as well. We found out Malcolm Martin, who played for us last year, one of our captains, was a big diecast collector as well, which was cool to find out, something I didn't know about him. And while we're on it, I also want to shout out the Raceway themselves. They were awesome hosts. They treated us really well. Came and gave us basically anything we needed. They checked in on us. I'm excited. We're going to do a motorsports night as one of our themes, and they're going to be there for that. And we're hoping we'll get Brayton there as well during the season. We haven't decided which date that'll be yet, but for sure after their season's over. And just shout out to them. They were awesome. And our guy that was helping us out even came over and like spun a basketball with some of our players and took some pictures. It was just overall such a welcoming, great environment. I had such a great time. So thank you to Brayton, and thank you to the track themselves as well for putting on such a great event.
Yeah, absolutely. It was the first time any of us have been out there. Super welcoming environment there out at the Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. And I definitely think, if we can have some stuff out there again, that's definitely something that us as the instigators in the group, we'd love to do that. It was cool to have the interactions. We kind of talked about this. It's a little bit of a different environment, but you
Yeah.
still run into the same type of passion that you have. These are fans of racing, but they're racing fans for the up and coming guys, kind of
Yeah.
guys that are looking to build their careers, and that's similar to what we do in the ABA.
Yeah, I think that's right. And we saw a lot of fans that were local, which I think you wouldn't see as much at the Brickyard. By the way, shout out Bubba Wallace. But it was a lot more local fans. We saw some Halliburton shirts. We saw some Caitlin Clark shirts, which is nice because that means, like, for us, right, looking at the business side of it, which we talk about on this podcast a lot, that's a really big value add for us to talk to people that we know are from Indiana or more likely to be from Indiana versus doing, the Brickyard where there's people from all over the place. Yeah, there's, 60, 70, 80,000 people or whatever at the Brickyard, but most of them are from out of state, right? But whereas with the ARCA race, because it is up and comers, with the even with the truck race, just because it was tagged on to that, it's a lot more folks that are local that traveled in, and so that helped us on our return on investment. At least that's our theory to go with. So it was really cool.
Yeah, and it was neat to see, the instigators having their own display there. I mean, we were up there with like, big names like corporations and stuff that you can see anywhere. Like we were literally across from Soda Sense, like that's
Yeah,
nationwide.
yeah,
Everybody knows who that is. So that was pretty cool as well.
it really was.
And we talked about the schedules. We might as well take a look at some of the other teams that have released
No,
their
sure.
schedules so far. So we'll start with the team that we played in the preseason over the past two seasons, the Shuckers. They're in the full ABA season now.
Yeah,
They're
technically an
going to be.
expansion, but I don't think you should call them one.
Yeah, no, they've been around. They've been around, but this is their first season in the full like entirety with the ABA.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, as a full-fledged member.
Yeah, so this is we've got their home and their away schedule there. It might leak some of our games, just as a heads up, but they've got a pretty good schedule ahead of themselves.
Yeah, I think this is a great schedule for them. I think when you're a newer franchise, playing a lot of teams that are nearby is absolutely the way to go. Looks to me like the farthest team away for them may be Nashville and then maybe South Bend, depending, but probably Nashville. I see four instigators on there. So that's four of our games. We see an expansion team on there too. Two games. South Bend Bison, brand new team in the ABA this year. Another expansion, one of two expansions in Indiana. The other one is in Evansville, which is where we consider putting our team at one point. Funny story, actually, not to forget about the Shucker schedule, but we'll come back to it. I come on here to babble. I originally thought about buying an ABA team in 2010 while I was in college. And I went to the University of Evansville, and we thought about putting it in Evansville. And our goal at the time was to get a sponsorship by the local chip company called Grippos. So we'd be the Evansville Grippos. It didn't come to pass. There's a new team in Evansville, so it'll be exciting to see. But I'm excited to see what the Bison are doing. Looks like their stuff looks really high quality. They're they remind me a little bit of us when we started with the league. You see the social media popping off. You see a really good logo. You see them scheduling games right away. So I'm excited to see them. But I'm excited to see what the Shuckers do. We have a long partnership with the Shuckers. Our first year, I think half of our players played for the Shuckers at some point when they were an amateur team. This year, not so much, but I think that Scotty over there, who owns the Shuckers, has done such a great job with it and the IBL, and I'm rooting for them to win 16 of their 20 games. I think that'd be great if they went 16-4.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I love the partnerships that we've had with the Shuckers, and they really and honestly they helped us build our team in the first
Yeah.
couple of seasons we've had. So definitely a team we want to see grow as well, and I think they're gonna do well here this season. I will say one of the things I noticed on this schedule, again, this is a little bit of a teaser for us as well. It looks like the games against us are the same weekends, so it looks like double header weekends for the Instigators and Shucker rivalry there.
That's a keen eye you got, Jake. You're right. We dabbled with doubleheaders last year. It really came out of season 1 where we came up with this idea. One, there's just not enough weekends to fit 20 games in one a weekend. But if you recall, our first season, we played back-to-back games in the play-in tournament to make the playoffs. And in fact, our first game, a little bit of history for those of you that maybe haven't followed us from the beginning, our gym wasn't available the first day. We had 2 home games because we were the top seed. Our gym wasn't available, so we actually played in Bedford where the Shuckers play. They lent us their gym. Super nice about it. Super helpful. Super welcoming. And then the next day we played against Clarksville back in Clinton. And what I think I saw and what I think you saw as well is our team was gassed because we hadn't played 2 games in a row like that. So last year we implemented what I think is one of the hardest doubleheaders I've ever seen, where we are back-to-backs where we played. Who was it? We played the Kings.
Yeah, I think in Nashville.
Yeah, I think we played the Kings, and then Nashville was our back-to-back. Rough, long travel, and so this year we decided, let's do some back-to-backs, but let's make them a little easier on ourselves. Bedford's only an hour away, so if we host a game and then they host a game, or vice versa, I think it's they host a game then we host a game both times, then we'll get that back-to-back. We'll get our conditioning, but we won't have the traveling nightmare of being in a van forever for 2 days straight.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned that first time we had the doubleheader. I always throw this out because it's kind of like a cool little tidbit fact, whatever. So the first season, we had the tripod camera set up. That game, because that wasn't our home venue, we had a little bit of kind of like last minute figuring stuff out. I remember that Rob had to run and do the shot clock for that game manually.
That's
So
right.
that game, I wound up having to run the camera, and I didn't realize, and that's why I give him so many props. That camera is blind. You literally running that camera, and there's no screen on it. It goes directly into the laptop. So
no, it was a crazy setup. That Rob, you're right. Rob was a master at that thing. Always had it on point. I go back and watch those season 1 games, and it's incredible how much of the action he caught, considering he was just looking at it, just eyeballing it, which was crazy. I bet he's pretty good at shooting guns, just aiming and firing. But he did a great job. Yeah.
But now we've got the AI camera. That's one of the things we still have to launch for a vote during the off season is the name, for that AI camera. I think Rob 2.0 was the one that I threw out there.
Yeah, we need to do that. Probably doing it in the next week or so. We can launch that. Maybe we'll launch it next week. That's a good idea. Name the camera, and we'll refer to it as such forevermore.
Definitely. And then as far as the Shocker schedule, it's a lot of familiar teams for us as well. I think we've played all of the teams on there other than the Bison, which are a new team. So it'll be.
I don't think we
don't know
played the
if
402 Elite.
Yeah, I was
That,
gonna say 402.
yeah.
I don't think we played either.
Yeah, we've tried
Uh,
to schedule with that, or we've talked about scheduling with them a couple times. They're a long ways out, and so they're traveling to the Shuckers, which is good for them. But yeah, so but other than that, yeah, we're very familiar with all these other teams. Won and lost to most of them. So
yeah. We'll pull up the next schedule. This one we'll do the Lions. That's kind of the team that we kind of compared ourselves to in the first season and second season last season. We defeated the Lions.
yeah,
So there might be an omission on this schedule that sticks out a little bit.
yeah, second year in a row we haven't been able to schedule a game with the Lions. Disappointing. Although last year we ended up playing a game against the Lions due to both teams having multiple forfeits. But so far this year, not on the schedule, which is a shame to see. But I'm excited to see. One of the things I think that you'll notice on both of these schedules is that there are 20 games exactly, which is what the ABA is requiring this year. Before it was you had to play a minimum of 16, but you can play as many as you want. One of the things you and I talked about a lot was the Lions played a lot of teams last year because there had been so many forfeits in the past. This year, you were only allowed to schedule 20 teams. They did, and again, several familiar teams, a couple teams not so familiar to us yet. Let me let this cat out while you go over the schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, so a couple of teams that we haven't seen as far as on our schedule here. Most of the teams we have seen, but it is a heavy schedule there. A lot of competitive teams. You see the Fury on there. One of the newer teams that we haven't faced, and I don't know if the Lions have faced before, is the Steel City. I believe they're also on there, both home and away. They were a pretty competitive team last season as well. But the Kings are always strong, and they've got again 20 games. It'll be a full schedule for them, but most of those games they've got a little bit more traveling. It looks like compared to the Shuckers.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely stretching their wings a little more. You expect that out of an experienced franchise like them. You see the Windy City Inferno on there, which were a new team last year that were pretty competitive. I think the second symbol there with the bear, I believe that's the Missouri Capitals or St. Louis Capitals. And then the St. Louis Spirit, which you can see is kind of the eagle and the arch there, as well as, like you said, the Chicago Fury a couple times. So it's a competitive schedule. They play the Shuckers a couple times, the Bison a couple times, the Pros a couple times, and then a bunch of playoff teams, including a team from your home state, which is the new ones on the schedule. So it's going to be interesting to see their games.
Yeah, and it looks like we're not the only omission as far as Indiana teams. I don't see the Legends on there either. So maybe they're just a little worried about playing the home state teams other than the Shuckers.
Yeah, again, I don't know if that's part of it. I don't know if it's scheduling, but one of the things that we do know is we talked about this before. I'll remind viewers: the ABA put out a directive that you have to play 6 teams for 2 games each, which is 12 of your games. Because the Lions made the playoffs and we didn't, and the Legends didn't, we weren't on each other's required list. So then it's like, how do you duct tape together? So my guess is it may be a scheduling omission, out of respect to the Lions and the Legends. So we'll see. I know the Shuckers were really aggressive in getting a schedule done early, and so that's why they're probably on here. But a little bit more, what I like to see is dictates from the league, the ABA, and I think this is last year. I thought the Lions schedule just frankly was a little soft. I thought they were playing a lot of teams that weren't winning a ton of games. This year they're not, and so it'll be interesting to watch them stand up to that challenge. I have no doubt they will. They're a good franchise run by good people, and they'll be competitive. So it'll be really good ABA basketball to watch all the way through their schedule.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I think that's going to help kind of level out and make some kind of uniformity within the ABA. Because quite literally, it was just you kind of made your own schedule up until that. So
Yeah.
it did make it a little bit more difficult, even like with the power rankings. A lot of these teams didn't quite play against each other and made their schedules so that they could have the record they wound up with. But obviously, I think last season we kind of saw towards the end of the year a bunch of extra games added on certain teams to try to boost their playoff rankings, and I think maybe that's
Yeah.
what the league's trying to step away from.
Yeah, definitely. There were a lot of owner meetings this winter about that kind of stuff and trying to make the league competitive and entertaining. I'll tell you, long term with 150 teams, I think the league should go to a promotion relegation system. That's what I think should happen at some point. But I think this is a good step. It reminds me of kind of how the NFL schedules, right? The NFL schedules based on strength of schedule and wins and losses and records, and then they use that to match up against similar teams. So they're kind of doing that. I like that transition. I'm really happy about it. I would have put us up in a tier above, but I understand why the league did it given our record. But this is our chance, right? Like if we want to prove that we belong in kind of what I would call the upper echelon of the teams with the Lions, with the Kings, with the Fury, then we got to win. We got to do well this year, right? Where we have a schedule where we have some of those teams, but not all of them.
Yeah, definitely. And we'll pull up the other schedule that we've got here. This one's going to be a little bit, I guess, more similar to ours because of the rankings where they fell last season. So
Yeah.
the Legends, a little bit more difficult to see, but they've got the home and away, so the H and the A. But we see a lot of familiar teams on there. And we do see a couple of games against the Instigators. Again, another schedule leak for your Instigators upcoming schedule.
Yeah, absolutely. Playing at 7 o'clock on December 20th at home, and then away on actually that 3-7 game will not occur. So they put that out, and we have it on our schedule. But the league year ends officially on 3-1, so that game won't happen. So we'll play the Legends one time this year. So already a schedule issue.
Yeah, that probably explains why I went to their page and I didn't see it. But this was, I think, Minotaur posted this originally. Minotaur does a great job with all the graphics and everything, and I think they were
I think they
behind
did all three of these graphics.
all three of these. Yeah,
Yeah, they did a great job. Shout out to those guys.
yeah, and they've been doing not only the local teams. I've seen they started doing some teams a little bit closer to me as well.
Yeah.
So some of the teams down in the south as well. They're doing amazing jobs with their graphics too.
Yeah, shout out to them. They started, originally they only did Lions games, and then last year they branched out and did some other games, and they're killing it. Man, their broadcasts are fun to watch. The graphics they make are cool. They did that mascot down below. They've done some logos. They redid the Minotaur streaming logo. Those guys are awesome. Give them a follow. Minotaur streaming. They're killing it. Another local company that we just love.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm looking at this schedule. I think just to give you a little bit here, I think the only team on here we don't play besides ourselves would be the Port Huron Cougars. We don't play them. All the other and the 402 Elite. So those 3 games you see there, but those 2 teams we don't play. The rest of the teams on this schedule we play.
Yeah, and it looks like they also play the Shuckers 4 times this season. So it'll be, like I said, a little bit more similar to kind of what our schedule is going to look like as far as some of these opponents on there. But it'll be, they've got Missouri on there too. I don't know if we played Missouri.
We do.
Oh,
we
do?
play
Okay.
we play the Missouri Capitals and the St. Louis Spirit. Those are our first 2 games of the season, actually. We're going to do an overnight back-to-back in St. Louis and play those 2 games. One on Saturday and one on Sunday. I think we play the Capitals on Saturday at 3 p.m. and on Sunday at 2 p.m. is when we play the Spirit. So that's our home opener our season opener November 1st and 2nd.
Okay, so a little teaser there. And I think that's going to be the first time we've played either of those teams, correct?
That's right. Yeah, we were originally, funny alternate history story of the ABA. Had we stayed in Clinton, we would have moved to that division. We would have played those teams a lot more. But because we moved, basically 3 hours east of that, it didn't work out. We were no longer in that division. Instead, we were put in the Chicago division for who knows what reason. But finally, we're back in what I call the Indiana division. Even though there's a bunch of teams from other states, it's the Indiana division. You got, whatever it is, 5 teams from Indiana in the division.
Yeah, is the red color associated with it again, or is it?
Yeah, Yep.
Okay.
We're still we're back to the red instead of the black.
Okay. So yeah, we'll be back to the original one. Kind of that's what we'll have more of those familiar teams, but we'll still have some new teams that I guess it sounds like for this year as well.
Yeah, let me look through. I have the schedule. We haven't posted the schedule yet. I'm still trying to finalize one game, maybe. It's basically done, but all this stuff, we're waiting for the tryout to finish. Then we're going to flood people with a bunch of news. But we play the new teams we play this year: the Capitals, the Spirit, and Team Redeem out of South Bend. Those are our 3 new teams we play this year. All the other teams are teams you've seen us play. So we got the Kings, the Pros, the Shuckers, the Legends. Oh, the Monstars are a team we scheduled with, but we didn't play. So we have them back on. Yeah. That's it. Did I say the Inferno? We play the Inferno too. So 4 new teams. So 4 new teams and a bunch of returning teams.
Yeah, all that matters though this year is we got to get our first season in the playoffs and first season with a winning record at the end of the year.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm excited. I want to see, Coach Dobbs and I are tied for career wins. I'd like to see her break that maybe twice in the first weekend of the season.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd like to see us, get a winning record. I think we will. I think we have a really good team. We have some cool guys to announce with some cool basketball experience that folks will be excited about. But I think, that's absolutely plan A, is to, run a winning record. I think we can if we play well and if we pick up just a couple more pieces that I think will really tie us over here in the next couple of weekends.
Yeah, and with the scheduling this year, I think it's a little bit more beneficial for us. So I know we kind of tried to schedule ourselves against the top teams for the past couple of years. So this kind of ties our hands a little bit and kind of makes it so we try to play some of the teams that are, as far as rankings go, within the divisions similar to us. We've been
That's right.
scheduling a lot of games against teams that won their divisions, teams that made it to the finals and champions. So that'll limit us a little bit on that this year.
Yeah, but I think it's good to kind of face. Look at this, Spacely in the chat. Dinner on him for the season opener. We're there, man. Also, can me and 12 of my closest friends stay at your place? No, I'm really excited. I'm excited to play teams that are kind of where we are, both in development, and a lot of these teams are kind of newer, like we are, not established ABA teams like some of these others. So I'm excited to see how it goes. I'm ready to start playing basketball, but not so ready that I can skip the next 3 months. We got a lot of work to do the next 3 months.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got to schedule if we've got Spacely in here too. I mean, we got to schedule the 1v1v1, 21 matchup and see which one of the owners here gets to check in as a celebrity for one of these games.
Yeah, absolutely. I also thought about this other idea we should think about. Because we have a gym that has like the 3 hoops on one side. We could do 1v1v1 basketball with 3 hoops. Everyone has their own hoop. That could be fun too. But we got to figure out who's going to be that celebrity player and why it's going to be me.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, before the last tryout, I was shooting threes with the team. I went 4 for 10, Jake. First time in my life, I went 4 for 10.
I did hear that. I did hear that when I was up at the racetrack. The
it was all the
weekend.
Talk.
It was. I mean, you weren't the only person that said that. I heard players talking about it too. So, I don't know what happened to my camera, but
I intimidated you.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, I guess I gotta work on my basketball skills, and we'll see if we can get the camera back up here.
Dang, Jay's dunking on his 8-year-old, 121-2. All right, that's real talent. Like, we got to get ready. We definitely both got to get practicing. Jay says he's getting his work in. I believe it, dude. I believe it. Oh man, that's funny. But yeah, so but back to it. So yeah, we'll be in St. Louis November 1st and 2nd to open our season. We'll be releasing the full schedule here soon. It is done. Like I said, right now, all of our marketing and everything is going towards the tryout, going towards sponsorships and things. So we don't really have enough space to be marketing our season yet, but we will soon. But if you want to go to all those games, Jake, what do you got to do? You got to get your season tickets.
Get your season tickets. Let's see, I still got that. I'm still here. I'm just not physically here. You can't see my
You're
face,
just
but
a
I'm
disembodied voice.
exactly. But yeah, season tickets here. Scan the QR code and you can get them now for a limited time early bird pricing of $49.99.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's great. All right. What do you want to talk about next, Jake? What's next on the agenda?
We can pull up the ballers here.
Yeah, let's take a look at the ballers.
Let's see. We'll pull up. I don't know what's up with my camera, but we'll share the screen for the ballers here.
The playoff bound ballers, keep in mind.
Yeah. And the halfway point champions.
Yeah, that's right. I think the playoffs start next month. September 11th is when the playoffs start. 11th and 12th, I think, is the first two games. They're both home games. I think last I looked, I checked in on them yesterday. I think they'd won something like 8 in a row. Is that right? Yeah. Well, yep. Since they haven't lost since since the day before my birthday, I turned 37 on July 30th. And they haven't lost since then. So you're welcome.
Yeah.
One of the games, it wasn't what was it, the 5th? I actually watched that game. They came back down 4 in the 9th to win that game with a walk-off. Crazy game. So against the Wheelers. So a lot of fun. Ballers are killing it. Man, they're just rolling. You and I talked about this a lot, right? Are they gonna sit their guys and kind of rest on their laurels, or are they gonna go for it? But man, they've been effing going for it. You know what I mean? They've won I think 9 of the last 10 or whatever it is. So crazy stuff for the ballers.
Yeah, no, they definitely haven't slowed down at all. But yeah, we talked about like the rust versus rest thing. Do you bench your guys? But it looks like they're just balling out regardless at this point.
I mean, when you're this hot, why would you not? You know what I mean? Yeah, they've won 9 of their last 10. They've won 8 in a row. They're 5.5 games up on second place. So they're cruising. They're tied right now, 0-0, as you can see. So let's see what happens. But man, they look like the best team in baseball right now.
I don't know. Does it
Confirm that you're a human?
I was gonna say, I don't know why it does that for me. Like every time I go on their website for some reason.
Because they know, man.
It
You
does,
actually
and
have each of those hats.
yeah, it always asks the hats question too. I think
Weird.
those are all the hats. So
You think the top right one's a hat?
it must be.
It is.
I don't know. That's such an odd hat. Okay, clocks is a little bit easier, so I should be able to pass that one.
I wasn't sure if it was a hat either, if it makes you feel any better. Oh, the game hasn't even started yet. It's about to start.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're on the West Coast.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought maybe we'd see something, but yeah, it looks like they have not started quite yet.
Yeah, well, you can follow it along. They also have their streaming platform you can follow. So make sure you do that if you're a Ballers fan, and I know I am. So I need to get a Ballers hat at some point. It looks like the A's hat, but with a B on it. Looks dope.
Apparently, Spacely has a longer win streak than the Ballers. So breaking news on that. He's got a 21 win streak.
No, that says win streak in 21. We didn't say how long it was.
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna guess 11. I'm just gonna throw that number out.
Yeah.
Speaking of baseball, we haven't been able to do amateur night in a while. And the bad news is there's good and bad news. Bad news is we're not going to be able to do it for the next 2 weeks, but it does come back in 3 weeks. So we can see the Penguins. IRL, they only have 2 games left in their season. And so they're having a decent season. We're going to catch back up with them and catch some more of their games before their season ends. But the life of content creators, Jake, is when you're busy, you fall behind on all the things you're supposed to be streaming, and that's what's happened to us with the Penguins.
Yeah, just a little bit. We've seen that. We've seen that from time to time in the past as well. I think maybe with some of the games last season too. But we always get ourselves caught back up, and we'll have plenty of fun with the upcoming games. And then I think we still got the plans for a roller derby-esque show somewhere in the
Yeah,
future.
we're gonna be doing something akin to roller derby. We're gonna be watching. It's not amateur night because they were all paid to do it, but we're gonna put it on amateur night because it's amateurish. But it's roller derby. It's an old show from the '80s. We're gonna watch and react to it instead of doing commentary because it has its own commentary. It's the first watch and react. Sorry, I was reading Jay's note. It's our first react that we've ever done, a sports react. So it'll be interesting to see. I'll tell you, because it's an old TV show, it may get blocked on YouTube. If that's the case, you'll still be able to watch it on our Patreon. We'll record it so that you can watch it on Patreon. But it may be a Patreon exclusive. I don't know. We'll try to get it on YouTube, but if not, that's where it'll be. But I'm excited for it. Some of you that watched roller derby in the '80s know the show I'm talking about. And if most of you weren't born in the '80s, I was, but most of you were not, and so you'll have no idea what I'm talking about, and it'll be really fun to watch.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, I'm a fan of like Mystery Science Theater 3000. TV Carnage is another like oddball one
Yeah.
too. But like that type of stuff with commentary on other shows, other programs. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think we're gonna try to get some players to watch it with us too and commentate. So it'll be a lot of fun. Amateur Night Season 3 coming as soon as we finish Season 2, whenever that'll be.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say I did get my basketball shoes back. I went to visit my parents, I don't know, a couple month or so ago, something like that.
Okay.
So I haven't played basketball in like 2 or 3 years. I don't know, something like that. But I have player line exclusive Carlos Boozer shoes. So
That's crazy.
it is. So I got them over here. I'm gonna pull them out.
I gotta see this.
They are back from when he was on the Jazz. I don't know who had these, but I got them like off of eBay, which is where I get most of my.
Maybe you got them from Carlos Boozer himself.
Yeah, I get like random weird shoes off of eBay every once in a while. But these are old, so they are.
Dude, those are fly though.
They're like the old Air Maxes, back in whatever early 2000s with the Utah Jazz. But they do have like this Carlos Boozer with the number 5 on that. So
number on it. Yeah. Those are dope.
Yeah. But yeah, I haven't pulled those out in a really long time. So we if I go on the court, I'll pull them out.
That's good. I think Rob, when we went on the court last time, wore steel-toed boots. So
Oh yeah.
it'll be better than that. Those are dope though, dude.
Yeah. I got those, and then I just got a pair of Exhibit shoes. Like the rapper.
Yeah. From Pimp My Ride or whatever.
Yeah, these are Pimp Yo Kicks. So along the same line.
Oh man, that's funny. That's so funny. Dude, that's a slice of culture that has been gone for a long time.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to revive it in some way, and I don't know, incorporate it into an Instigators or basketball thing at some point. Obviously that was something that was thrown around when I was doing we were with the fan controlled stuff. I was supposed to have the show, and it was along the lines of that, but didn't come to full fruition. But still fun.
Yeah, no, for sure. We should do something. Cool. Well, this is the time of the show, Jake, as we're winding down here. We only have 15 minutes, and I don't want to miss this part of the show because it's the only reason I come on.
Mm-hmm.
It's time for the Cricket Minute.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I will say Major League Cricket ended. We talked about that already. Bridge crossed. We don't need to talk about it anymore. But you know why that's called Major League Cricket, don't you, Jake? Because you can't have a major league without a minor league.
That's true.
Minor League Cricket kicks off at the end of this month, August 28th. So the Dallas Exforia Giants is the team that I follow. I want everyone else to follow them. All the games are on YouTube. The only reason I follow them is because they follow me on Instagram.
It's a good reason.
They also worked with fan-controlled sports entertainment for fan-controlled cricket. And so a club that's near and dear to my heart, the Dallas Exforia Giants. The draft just happened. I haven't caught up on it yet, so maybe the next time I'm on the show, we'll talk about the minor league cricket draft for this minute. But all games on YouTube starting on August 28th. This is your chance to watch cricket for free. You should do it. Even though it's minor league cricket, it's really good. That's been your Cricket Minute with me, Frosty.
Yeah, that's a good promo. I think maybe I'll have to start getting into cricket, watching some of these. If YouTube's super accessible, so I can probably
absolutely
throw that on late at night, and start learning.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can fast forward through all the breaks and like you get through it pretty quick. The other thing I want to talk about tonight, as we're running out of time, exciting news. We are relaunching our website in a new form. Those of you who go to our website regularly, which is not many, because websites are outdated, in my opinion, apexsports.com may have noticed it's down. The website isn't working currently, and that's because we're migrating it to an Instigators specific website, instigatorsbasketball.com. So that website will be launching before the season, but coming along with it is going to be a web app. So the way web apps work is rather than downloading it through, the App Store or Google Play, you just pin it to your home screen from your browser and it opens there all the time. And so one of our players has been working on it. It looks really cool. It's got our store, it's got tickets, it's got sponsors, it's got, schedule. It's going to have some articles up there. It's going to have links to these videos. So you can catch up all your Instigators news in one place. And so that will be launching soon. But instigatorsbasketball.com, I'm really excited to have an Instigators specific site and web app, Jake. I think it's just going to push us further into kind of the modern entity that we're trying to push for the ABA.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for it. I've seen some previews of it, and it looks really cool. The Apex site was cool, but it wasn't necessarily Instigators specific. So to have something focused just for the Instigators, I think that's really going to help us take that next step. But I know both of us have had somebody in a group chat ask about, or maybe it was just me directly. Maybe I had somebody ask me about the website. So some people still do use the websites. And from when I was up there, I have tons of tabs open on my phone, so I use websites still.
Yeah, absolutely. So, what'll be nice about this is folks can get notifications and things like that from us. But yeah, no, absolutely. But that's why we've been doing a lot of direct links to like our ticketing site and things like that, because we're going through this migration during the off season. It actually started way back in January, this migration did, but the new site's being built from the ground up. I think, let me see if it's even, I can't remember what I put on there. It may be, it may just say coming soon. Let me see.
I think so.
Yeah.
Something like
right now
that.
it just says coming soon and has links to our socials. But it is coming soon. The app is coming even sooner. I'm really excited about. We're starting to put sponsor logos and things like that on it. I have it on my phone and I test it regularly. But what's going to be cool about it is it'll have players, it'll have their stats, bios. Like it'll be truly a one-stop shop for Instigators basketball.
Yeah, that'll be cool. It'll have stats on there, correct?
Yep, absolutely. By player, by game, you can check out stats. It's a really cool app, and I'm really excited about it. In fact, I have it right here. You can kind of see already. It's got some of our games and stuff on there. So that's as much as you get to see because I'm not allowed to show it to anybody yet until it's done.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to end tonight, Jake, with one other topic for you.
Mhm.
We saw it. This year is an important year for the ABA for 2 reasons. Do you know what those 2 reasons are? A little pop quiz time.
I do know it's an anniversary.
It is the 25th anniversary of the relaunch of the league. The second one
I don't
is
know the
that
second
in
one.
May 2026 will be I believe the 50th anniversary of the ABA NBA merger.
Oh, okay.
So, we gotta think about stuff to do for that. I think those are both huge milestones. I've been wondering maybe we should go. What do you think about this? Maybe we do like a move. We love modernity. We like all of our stuff. I think is like sleek and modern. Maybe starting in 2026 for that year, maybe we do everything like super fucking retro. Wow, I just dropped an F-bomb on YouTube. But super retro, man. Bring it back to the 70s.
And
I watched
Twitch.
Semi-Pro the other night. And
Don't
Twitch.
forget,
I
we're
also streamed
streaming on Twitch.
Yeah, that's right. And Patreon. Sorry.
Yeah, and Patreon.
But yeah, so maybe 2026 is the year of the retro.
I am super down with that. I've actually been thinking about recently, like getting an old school like camcorder, like with a VHS tape and everything, and
Yeah.
like trying to record with that and then transferring it in, uploading it. I'm sure it'll be a process, but that is actually something I have been thinking about. Is like, hey, maybe when I go to the games, like maybe start filming that way, give us a little
And
bit
like
of
we can get alternate jersey uniforms where the like shorts are really short and they got to wear the long socks.
yeah.
Like in the 70s. I watched a lot of Semi-Pro a couple weeks ago. I was telling you about that, and it's giving me all kinds of ideas. But crazy year 2026 is for the ABA. One of the things, people always ask me, wow, the ABA is back. I was like, yeah, it's been back for 25 years. The problem is obviously I don't have any TV deals, but now with streaming, you can get out there much more, which is what we're trying to do. And I know other teams are now doing that as well. We've seen not to pat ourselves on the back, but we have seen teams start to kind of adopt some of the methods that we're using. But yeah, maybe bring back retro. If nothing else, we can use like there's like the filter I can put over the overlay over the game film that makes it look like a VCR and has record in the corner, and it'll be like old home movies for us. And we'll just do that for some of the games.
Yeah, no, I'd be cool with that.
Yeah. So, but I'm excited for it, man. 25-50. Big year for the ABA, big year for the Instigators to be the third ABA champion from Indiana.
Yeah, and you talk about semi-pro, maybe we'll have to do some kind of big super mega ball or whatever it's called at the end of the and you'll get to be in the cage with the bear.
Yeah, that's my plan for sure, is to be in a cage with a bear. Got to get my safe word ready. I'm also trying to find 47 dancers to jump over on roller skates. Our halftime shows are going to be lit this year.
Yeah, and so people know that was a legitimate conversation we actually did have while we were running the booth at the track. So this isn't
I
just
just
us
watched
joking.
Semi-Pro the night before.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a long day at the track.
It was a lot of fun, but yeah, it was
So much fun.
It was. We found out later that you could pull up like right behind. Instead, we walked everything.
Carried all of that stuff. Yeah.
So
man.
yeah.
But now we're ripped.
Yeah.
We're both jacked. I don't know if people can tell. The camera gets rid of 50 pounds of muscle. That's what I read.
Yeah.
So.
There's another thing I think coming up. I don't know if I still got it up on one of my various tabs that are always open on my phone. Yeah, actually, I do have it up. The Papa Shot Championship was last weekend in Orlando. So they crowned the champion for 2025. 2026 Papa Shot is going to have their first qualifier next month in St. Louis. So they're actually starting the qualifiers earlier. So maybe we can get one of those planned. And they're actually coming to Indy October 23rd, venue TBA.
Oh wow. We should look at that. Although I just got a text 2 hours ago or so. I actually that weekend may be playing in a baseball tournament in Florida that weekend. So
Interesting.
yeah, so we should definitely that weekend we're getting together somewhere, either your place or mine. Let's just
Yeah.
make it let's make it a date. But yeah, I might play in a national baseball tournament there, which would be a lot of fun. But maybe not. I don't know. My arm's tired, man.
Yeah. I'm looking at the calendar. October 23rd is a Thursday. They did this last year too with their
Every time.
qualifiers. Is it's weekdays? Is whatever for
Listen, if you
whatever
want this to be a
reason.
world tournament, you need to like do it on the weekends.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, it does increase your chances, I think, a little bit because there's not going to be as many people. But yeah, I think all of the qualifiers they have currently are on weekdays again, which is an odd strategy.
Yeah. Well, I got to start practicing my Papa shot, I guess, because I don't just enter to participate. I enter to win, and so
Yeah,
we're
no, I
going all
think
in.
I think we could be pretty competitive. I think the guy that won the championship, he was averaging like right around the 145 mark, was around what he got.
Okay, so it gives us something to aim for.
Yeah, I think most of the qualifiers you had to have at least three digits to make it.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Yeah. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. Maybe that'll be
Yeah.
something.
Stay
And
tuned for Papa shot. We'll
yeah,
get a
we can
GoPro.
exactly. Yeah, yeah. Get like an instigator. We'll wear like instigators jerseys, and
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
everybody there we're professionals. So
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, are you guys in the National Papa Shot League? I haven't seen you around.
yeah.
Just everybody.
I think I had one random thing I wanted to just shout out
Yeah, do
for
it.
this weekend. Really cool thing is happening. So, obviously, me from the fan controlled side, I had my face on the NASCAR, and that NASCAR was driven by my favorite driver, JJ
Yeah.
Yili. He's got the craziest sponsor this week. I would have never in a million years thought this would happen. The Syracuse University is sponsoring him. So
Your alma mater.
for whatever reason, those two came together, and he is driving the number 44 um, NASCAR on Sunday at Watkins Glen up in New York. It's a really cool car. He's got it's like a football helmet as far as like the number. It looks like it's the helmet number on the side of the car. So just a really weird coincidence that all that came together, but it's a pretty cool opportunity. He was actually at Syracuse University today with the football team. So again, just
That's crazy.
random things that came together, which is pretty cool. So hopefully, I don't know. He's not a great road course driver, so I don't expect much, but it'll look cool. It'll be a cool looking
Yeah,
car.
yeah. No, that'll be fun. Is it gonna be orange or what?
It is orange and blue. Yeah. So
Nice.
they're making a die cast for that one as well. So that'll be one that goes to my collection.
For
But
sure, yeah.
it's a cool scheme. It's got the S on the hood, the typical Syracuse logo, or at least the newer logo since they've
Yeah.
changed that. And then, it's orange base, some blue as well. And then it's got the football helmet on the side with the number on it.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah. And was there anything else you wanted to add for tonight's episode?
I don't think so, man. This has been a pretty full episode. We talked about a lot of stuff. I know folks are waiting for Instigators news. We're waiting to get through this tryout. 8 days away. So you can count it the 18th. News will start to pour out. Initially with players, I think we're gonna announce returning players first, and then new additions second. And then schedule information, all that good stuff. So get ready. It's coming. We've officially entered the preseason. We're met with the team. Or we're meeting with the team right after the tryout to start scheduling practices and things and looking for a gym for that, which has been a challenge for us because the gym that we used for practice last year no longer rents out. So we can't use that. So we got to find a new gym. But yeah, so a lot of big news coming soon. There are other projects that Apex is working on that we can't talk about yet that are just like moving faster than I can keep up with, frankly. And so I'm really excited for 25 and 26 because I think they're going to be big years, make or break, definitely make years for the Apex Athletic Collective and the Instigators.
Definitely. And next week is going to be episode 100. So we'll have to do something a little special for that. But I think that's it for tonight's episode. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for episode 99 of Instigate Success. Until next time, as always, be great and instigate.
Peace.